Go.
Hello, my name is Katie Manning, and welcome to Geeks Audio Heads, and have a lovely day, Chucks. Hey!
Hey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Geeks Assembled Audio Heads. I am the Brigadier, reporting from our universe, having just had a really terrific, horrifying look at the universe. What if the Doctor had not been the unit's scientific advisor? What if he had been, what if he had shown up much later and unit had to go on sorting these things out without him? And what if they didn't believe him anyway? This audio starred David Warner and Nicholas Courtney, of course. Loved Nicholas Courtney and David Tennant. Kind of like David Tennant and David Warner, but love Nicholas Courtney. Anywho, got a couple of fellas here who listened and enjoyed. No, seriously, quit looking around, fellas. You're not the invisible plane, so just like, you know, yeah, just bear with me, okay? Okay. And please, would you respond to this story in whatever fashion you feel like? Let's begin with Beef Dad.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I like the concept of what might have happened if the Doctor hadn't arrived back in the 70s and turns up instead in the 90s, which eventually rather blows the Brigadier's mind, because he wasn't there during all the time of the Autons and the dinosaurs and a few others. So they didn't have a scientific advisor, and everything went wrong, especially for Brigadier, who was reduced to, I would imagine, shooting everything. And he'd also sent, what's his name? Oh God, I met him the other weekend. One of the unit personnel.
Yates, Captain Yates.
I think Captain Yates on a suicide mission. Yeah, nice guy actually. Yeah, it's got some good bits in it, but of course you've got the Master, he's been stuck on Earth for many years, has worked for the Chinese, and he's just a complete and utter twit, to be perfectly honest. He's nowhere near as sinister as he was in the television program in this, I found. Yeah, Mark Gatiss does a totally different Master to the ones I'm used to. I enjoyed it, but as I say, it was different. And he has a creature that allows him to take control of people's minds. Yeah, it's there's some interesting concepts in it.
Agreed. And how about you, Lee? What did you think of Sympathy for the Devil?
Sympathy for the Devil, brilliant song by the Rolling Stones to start with. I'll just have to get that in. But yeah, it's a good. I agree with Beef. It's a good concept. I like the idea of the Doctor never arriving when he should have done. He arrived in 1997, I think it was. Yeah, you've got a bitter Brigadier who's now a pub landlord in Hong Kong of a pub called Little England. Yeah, but I could see the Brigadier doing that. To be honest, I could see him being a publican. I don't know. It's an intriguing story. I agree with Beef Dad with the Matt Gatiss sort of take on the Master, or as he is credited as Sam Kisgart. Yeah, it's a very different sort of take.
He often goes as Sam Kisgard in
yeah,
Big
but
Finish.
Yeah, but it's also what the Master used to do with the anagram, wasn't it? Yeah, but it's a good story. Yeah, I mean, I do love the abbots and the concept of the soul jar, and all the priests, the monks chanting away non-stop. That is brilliant. That, but just my only gripe. I was saying to this Beef Dad before we started the cast. It's David Warner in this. His interpretation of the Doctor is not sort of gelling with me, and I've listened to him a few times playing the Doctor. It just doesn't gel. I know it's an Unbound take on the Doctor, but for me, it doesn't come across as the Doctor to me. David Warner. In my books, he's far better playing Steele in the Sapphire Steel audios, to be honest, in my opinion. It just doesn't come across as the Doctor to me. Good as an actor he is. He is good in everything he does. He's good in this, but to me, it's just not Doctor-ish. You know what I mean? It's just not getting to me, the Doctor-ish. So, yeah, but I do like it. I do like that it's well done. And they say we've got David Tennant as well. There's, what's his name? Brimacum Wood. Sorry, Colonel Brimacum Wood.
Colonel Wood.
So, Colonel Woods, yes. One of his, I think, was his first or second time in Big Finish.
Yeah, before he ever played the Doctor.
Before he became the Doctor, yeah. I think he only did about three or four rodeos before he became the Doctor.
He was already sucked into the world of Doctor Who through Big Finish before. I mean, it was brilliant.
Yeah, but he's brilliant in this. He's the Bolshe Scotsman. What can you say? Typecast. Yeah, it's a good story, but as I say, it's David Warner's Doctor performance is jarring with me on all the orders he does as the Doctor, to be honest. Over you two, Susan.
Yeah, I thought Colonel Wood was kind of snarky and rude and opinionated, and it was just, he had, in the way he talked down to the Brigadier. Oh my gosh, it's like smack that mouth, not that we encourage violence, but I encourage violence against Wood at this point. Yeah. So, I just found it like really incredible. This was one of my first audios that I ever bought from Big Finish, and it blew my mind, and I just wanted to protect the Brigadier so bad. Here he'd been reduced from being being a really amazing world leader, working in Geneva, working in Washington, working in Peru, working all over the continent of Europe, really a substantial world military leader, and reduced to, running a pub in Hong Kong. Not that running a pub in Hong Kong is a bad idea for someone who enjoys a drink as much as he does, but it was a step down, and you could tell that it had weighed on him, and it was fun. Of course, Nicholas nailed it. It was quite cricket for Nicholas. It was amazing. He did a really thrilling job. Also dealing with the master, not having had that connectivity with the master in earlier stories. He just had a way of sorting that out, and so I give the Brigadier credit for that too. And I really think that the David Warner Doctor was rich. I got caught up in him, one story, one-off story, and I'm already into this third Doctor who showed up too late. You don't even quite know his whole story, but you do know that he showed up too late, that the Earth had already been invaded, and there was devastating repercussions. Anyhow, let's just move on to our favorite things about this. And in reverse order, Lee, what's your favorite thing about this? Or what's your favorite moment? Or what's your unfavorite moment? Just knock yourself out. Tell me what you like or don't like.
Well, I may be wrong about this, but I think Big Finish, this was the first audio in Big Finish's history to have a Time Lord regeneration. I know this was it's number 2 in the Unbound series, so yeah, I think this was the first time they regenerated Time Lord, especially, and it was either going to be the Doctor or the Master, wasn't it? The Master. And they said they did the regeneration well. Yeah, as I said, I do like the take of the Brigadier in this, because he's bitter in this. He's angry. It's not the Brigadier we know. It's sort of he's turned on the head, sort of Brigadier. I like that aspect of it. As I say, you learn about what he did back in England, and sacrificing Yeats and all like that. Would the Brigadier have done that? I don't know. But I do like the monastery, the abbot, all the chanting, brilliant, the parasite in the jar take on the story, and the ending where he sort of tricks the Master with the TARDIS, which isn't the TARDIS, and then they just jump in the TARDIS and go when all hell breaks loose. With not a care in the world, they're traveling the universe, galaxies, wherever, in time and space. There's whole hell breaking loose on Earth, to me is the best bit about it. It just shows how different and unbound this is. The Doctor couldn't care less. I'm going now, and yeah, it's a good story. But as I say, I know you like the David Warner take on this, but just to me, I just can't get used to the David Warner take on the Doctor. There's other people that have played the Doctor in the Unbound series, which are far better in my opinion. Just my opinion. But David Warner is a brilliant actor.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
You like Jeffrey Belden, right?
Yeah, he was a good performer. I like David Collins. He was different. I know some people didn't like David Collins.
Yeah.
I loved Michael Jaston. Doctor Stroke Valiad. I love that portrayal. Who was the other one? Oh, Sir Derek Jacobi as well. He played the Master in one of the Unbound, the Doctor in one of the Unbounds as well. He was brilliant in that. But
Yeah.
I just can't. It's the David Warner portrayal's just not gelling with me.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, all in all, it's an enjoyable story.
All right. Well, Jeffrey, Beef Dad, what were your moments of pleasure or magic or whatever?
I liked the bit where the Master used the mind control parasite to take over the unit troops and captures the Doctor, the Colonel, Brigadier, and yeah, I creased up at the idea of the TARDIS, of them conning the Master into believing that the pub was the TARDIS. That was just so funny to me. And yeah, one thing you haven't mentioned about the end, Lee, is they did a shout back to the regeneration where John Pertwee arrived. His shoes didn't fit. He decided that he wanted to get shoes that would fit him, and that actually, when they hit that one right at the very end, I must confess I creased up at that. But yeah, before they disappear, when the Doctor offers to take the Brigadier away in the TARDIS, but the divisions that had been controlled by the mind parasite, now that the mind parasites were dead, they would go raving mad. And of course they are. Thousands and thousands of people are killed by helicopter gunfire. And yeah, this is the one thing that would never have been allowed to happen in a Doctor Who episode. It would have been sorted out. He wouldn't have just, if you'll pardon the expression, buggered off and left them to it. But yeah, there was high spots, low spots. David Warner didn't really do it for me, although I've always loved him as an actor. But he didn't really do it for me. But as you said, Susan, Nicholas Courtney absolutely nailed it. But then he always does. I would say that with David Warner, it's very much a case of the script and the direction that made it not quite so intent. But again, as they do every time, they drag you into a thing by surrounding you with all the necessary sounds and everything. The monastery was just amazing with all the monks chanting. It was also hysterical, Nicholas Courtney's reaction to it. That made me laugh too. So that's it. That's me. And that's you.
Yeah. So, I liked the mind parasite thing. I liked that was sort of like a throw to Mind of Evil. I liked the monks. I liked the unit soldiers. I liked their control being let go and all these soldiers going bunkers. That was also fun. I liked the Doctor, dealing with the monks and stuff. I like that. That was sort of Planet of the Spiders type deal in a way. It had those aspects. Once again, you know, my favorite thing about this is Nicholas Courtney. My second favorite thing about this is that it's Doctor Who. And my third favorite thing is that they dared to ask a question, what if, and took it somewhere where, you know, makes you really uncomfortable. Anyway, and David Tennant makes me really uncomfortable with this. And I want to smack him in the head with a cricket bat really hard. But anyway, that's just my theory on the subject. Okay. So let's move on to final say and score. Okay? Unless you guys want to talk about anything else. Because like mind parasites feel like you're being controlled. All right, well, let's just go to Jeffrey, to Beef Dad, and hear what his controlled mind feels like these days, and what he would rate this.
Yeah, as I say, there's some interesting concepts in this that I quite enjoyed. There was some, what were to me funny moments. They made me laugh, but then again, that's my sense of humour, which is a bit twisted at times. And yeah, so yeah, there was a couple of really good performances in this, and probably a couple of solid gold moments, usually involving the Brigadier. Yeah, for me, it gets a 7.5.
Well, I was betting with myself that you'd give it an 8, but you gave it half a point lower. Okay, go for it, Lee. Let us know what you think of this, if you are being mind controlled, and what your situation is, and whether or not you'd follow this doctor.
Well, I'm wondering what you're thinking I'm going to score it. Yeah, I'm torn here because it's a good story. It's got its moments. Nick Courtney, yeah, brilliant, brilliant as the Brigadier as always. David Tennant, yeah, he does make you feel uncomfortable, but he's on our side. He's a good guy. I think I am going to go 7.5 as well.
I thought you'd give it an 8.5. And anyway, I wonder what you guys would think that I'm going to rate this. But, you know, here, I'll just lay it out there. Because of Nicholas, I'll give it a 10. There is no downside to any story with Nicholas Courtney in it. My life has become a Nicholas Courtney Appreciation Society. And I mean, of course there were little holes in the story and things that made it way different from the way you're used to with a Doctor Who story. But I guess that's always the interesting thing about these things. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you guys for listening to this with me and going through these Unbound. Would you like to do a Scarifiers next? Maybe. Okay. I would suggest one. And we will rejoin you in a fortnight. Thanks for watching this. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Please like our Facebook page, please. Please join our yes, please, new teeth. Please join our Twitter feed and and reblog our Tumblr post, please. And please do come and join our Facebook group, and like I've been told, answer the question in the group polls or the group requests, and enjoy what we do, because we do. Geeks Assembled is fun for me, and I hope it is for you.
Doobie doobie doo.